First, to resign. First, former vice president. First, former vice president. First, to hold office as a bachelor. The 15th President of the United States was the original Bachelor. James Buchanan was president during the run-up to the Civil War, and his status as a single man throughout his entire presidency made him the first and only bachelor president in the history of the United States as of 2020. First, to have a White House wedding. President Grover Cleveland became the first American president to actually get married in the White House itself. On June 2, 1886, President Cleveland married Frances Folsom, who, at 21 years old, became the youngest First Lady in history to date. First, to appoint a Jewish justice. There has never been a first Jewish president of the United States, but there was a first Jewish justice on the Supreme Court. In 1916, Louis Brandeis became the first of 7 Jews to be a Supreme Court justice. The appointment was made by President Woodrow Wilson. First, to get married while in office. John Tyler made history when he remarried after the passing of his wife Letitia. Almost 2 years after her demise, Tyler married to Julia Gardner. He held the event in New York City, not at the White House, but became the first sitting president to get hitched on the job. First Catholic. When John F. Kennedy was elected President of the United States, he became the first Roman Catholic to hold the office. Decades later, the late JFK remains the only Roman Catholic president in American history. First to have been CIA director. George H. Bush was the first CIA director turned commander-in-chief. In 1989, 41st President George Bush made history by being the first American president to have CIA director on his resume. First, whose father was also president. It's not that odd for a president to have a son who then goes on to become president, just ask the Bush family. However, this all began when John Quincy Adams became the first American president whose father once held the exact same job as him. First to be impeached. On February 24, 1868, Andrew Johnson became the first sitting president to be impeached. He was accused of high crimes and misdemeanors after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, specifically for violating the Tenure of Office Act. First to have slain someone in a duel. Andrew Jackson was the first president who was officially a Democrat, but he was also the first president to slay another man in a duel. In 1806, the future President of the United States challenged Charles Dickinson to a duel because he called him a worthless scoundrel and a coward. Jackson was shot in the process and actually had to deal with chronic pain throughout his presidency as a result. First born in an actual hospital. On October 1, 1924, President Jimmy Carter's mother made history by birthing a future president at the Wise Clinic in Plains, Georgia. Until that year, no single president, and Carter was the 39th, had been born in an actual hospital. First to be sworn in by his own father. It must be a really nice father-son bonding moment when your dad swears you into the U.S. presidency. When President Harding passed, the father of Calvin Coolidge had the distinct honor of swearing in his son. This made President Coolidge not only the first, but also the only to date president to be inaugurated by his own father. First to get a code name. Secret Service code names are given to presidents, vice presidents, first ladies, and even locations. President Harry Truman, however, was the first president to actually receive one. The first presidential Secret Service code name was General until his term ended in 1953. First to ride in a car. President William McKinley had the honor of being the first sitting president to know what sitting in an automobile felt like. The inventor of the locomobile steam carriage named F. Stanley drove President McKinley himself. First to be photographed. Presidential photo ops are now part of the job description, but it wasn't until John Quincy Adams got his photo taken that this was even possible. President Adams became the first sitting president to have his photo taken, which was probably a riveting experience at the time. First to have a phone in the White House. The president usually assumes he or she will have access to a telephone, but it wasn't until May 10, 1877, that the White House got one. President Rutherford B. Hayes oversaw the installation of a phone in the White House. First to live in the White House. President George Washington never lived in the White House, even though he oversaw its construction. It was the lucky John Adams and his wife Abigail who got to be the first White House residents in 1800. First to argue a case before the Supreme Court. While most people don't know that a former president can even argue a case to the federal court, the man who had formerly been the commander-in-chief and had nominated justices to the Supreme Court ended up making an argument in front of them on behalf of La Amistad captives in the winter of 1840. First televised. President Franklin D. Roosevelt was the biggest star on TV when he became the first commander-in-chief to appear on the new medium. FDR, who was already a huge hit on the radio with his fireside chats, appeared on a broadcast of the 1939 World's Fair in New York. First to be assassinated in office. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln's passing was monumental for a wide variety of reasons. Lincoln was the first president to ever be assassinated. John F. Kennedy became the fourth, but was actually the second president to experience an assassination attempt, as Andrew Jackson was nearly taken out exactly 30 years prior. First to appoint a black justice. While it wasn't until 2008 that America elected a black president, the president first appointed a black justice to the Supreme Court in 1967. On August 30, President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed Justice Thurgood Marshall to the United States Supreme Court. He retired in 1991, 2 years before he passed at the age of 84. First to nominate a female justice. First to nominate a female justice. First to not own slaves. First, to not own slaves.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.